Hi, thanks for joining us today, Julia. If you'd like to just kind of introduce yourself quickly.
Okay, my name is Julia Rosenqvist. I've been studying at Cal, recently graduated, and currently in an internship and still living in California.
Nice. Okay, well, we'll get straight into it. So, how do you think mental health is relevant among other people your age, gender, and other athletes alike?
Um, I think it's really crucial nowadays. I think social media has had a huge impact on mental health as well. We're getting a lot of impressions as athletes, as normal young ladies as we are. And I think because of all these impressions, it's key to kind of like have a balanced mental health to be able to receive them in a positive way, but to also kind of adapt them to your life and how you want to kind of develop as a person.
Hmm. And have you faced challenges related to mental health in the past?
Yeah, as an athlete, it's been really hard to kind of balance your identity with everything else that you want to do in life. So you come to a crossroad where you identify yourself as only an athlete, but then you know that you're so much more. And then you kind of become anxious about that. So leaning towards or having someone that, like a mental coach or athletic coach, to talk to recently or to currently or consistently talk to is really helpful. So that's one way I've been in being into mental health.
Yeah, because I mean, my next question was actually just sort of touched on it, but what has helped you overcome, maybe
Yeah,
alongside what you just said?
yeah. I think like you don't have to have a educated mental coach, but I've talked to or just having someone that you can talk to consistently that doesn't have a biased opinion, that's just there to listen and kind of reflect your own words has been really helpful to me. Because ultimately it's like you yourself that needs to use the tools that you're given and kind of go from there and help yourself in a way.
Hmm. And do you believe with that there are enough easily accessible mental health resources available at the moment?
I think from a educational standpoint, I know that every school has their resources and they communicate that to their students, but it's kind of like a struggle of I have to go there, I have to sign up, I have to get going. Nowadays we're so impatient, we want to like get answers right away. So I think they're there, but sometimes it can be a bit of a hustle to actually get going with the
Mhm.
resources.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now we're going to move on to the app itself a little bit more.
Mhm.
Um, how would you describe the app to others?
I would describe it as a kind of self-care, help yourself tool. It's like a reflection. Um, so when I was looking at it, I thought that yeah, it's like you helping yourself, but it's kind of like the voice shifts make it so you can hear yourself from another perspective. So it's kind of like different mirrors of yourself, I would say.
Hmm. And what, if any, expectations did you have before using the app?
Um, I mean, I with any app or especially when you're on a journey of um, kind of develop yourself or better yourself, you want to kind of have like an organized track of where I am now and how will the app take me further. So having that structure of okay, step one, step two, step three, that was kind of expectation.
Hmm. And how easy was the app to use in that sense then?
I think it was very easy. I think there was like very clear, concise steps and guidance in how you use it. And they also have like tools, which I thought was great in case you kind of like don't have the creativity of what questions to ask yourself.
That's good to hear. Um, and how would you improve or change the app though?
So my first thought when I was looking at it, I thought it looked very much like Calm, the mental health app, like just from a
Hmm.
visual perspective. And I know the mental health kind of have like just a calming visual, but to differentiate yourself, maybe like kind of be different there. But in content, I think, as I said before, people our age, they're very impatient. They go on Google and like, what's my problem? And then they want like an answer and how to fix it immediately. You really have to be patient in this app because it takes time, obviously, to get better for mental health. And I think that's also something that should be maybe communicated upfront, that you might have to set time for yourself every day to actually improve yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually very helpful too. Yeah. And what would you say is the most beneficial aspect of that?
I think it's just to hear like the concept of hearing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because I think the app also said like, or I read it somewhere recently that like you have all the tools in yourself. Like if you come up to this age, you've basically been through so many life experiences that whatever problem you face, you can actually solve it. Sometimes it's easier to bounce it off someone else, but here you actually bounce it off yourself. So I think once you recognize that you can solve those problems, I think it also will give you confidence along the way. So I think that's what I really like about it.
Yeah. And on the other hand, what did you find most challenging about it?
Again, I think hearing yourself, because you want to hear someone else. I know it like the voices make a big difference, but you need patience. I think that's like where the biggest challenge is. You need patience and you need to do it long time, I think, to see the results and maybe like come up with questions and yeah.
Yeah. But overall, do you believe you can experience positive results using the app?
Yeah, totally. If not, like it's also like a self-realization, you know, when you like talking and like answer to yourself. So in confidence for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And so what do you think about recording your internal dialogue and kind of becoming your own mental coach, that whole idea?
I think it's really crucial because now, again, like I've answered before, is we depend on so many other sources to kind of create our happiness. You know, we go on social media to get like entertained. We like we barely meet people anymore because we just text or so communicate. So I think having that reliance on yourself to, hey, I can feel good by just coaching myself and I can, be better in whatever way that I'm working on. I think it's a really useful tool to have.
And have you tried any similar products or apps in general, and how have you found the ones you have used?
I've only used Calm as an app, and I think that like that app does not have the talking to yourself and coaching yourself aspect, but you always give yourself the kind of check-ins. You check with yourself, okay, how was my mood today? But it's not really like a deeper reflection. So yeah.
And then last question is, would you recommend this app to others? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think I would recommend it for those who are seeking a challenge, who've kind of like tried other things before and like are looking for this deeper reflection of yourself, but also who are might want to challenge them with a patience like aspect, or for those who are already like, ready to like deep dive into it. So yeah, but I think the patience aspect, like for those who are like, oh, I want answers now, I think they will have to like have a harder challenge of starting with it.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And
Of
yeah, I'll
course.
stop the recording.